Hi guys, today I would like to discuss about how to block at terms of payment level in SAP. So suppose we have a concept of terms of payment. Terms of payment is nothing but while receiving the vendor invoice, we will be posting the vendor invoice in our system according to the terms of conditions mentioned in the invoice. We make sure that the terms of condition in OBB8. So we how to create the terms of payment in SAP. Already I have shown in earlier videos. Here I will show you again by login to SAP by user ID and password /n OBB8 the T code. So for suppose I have created for suppose I want to create one terms of payment as TM60, and here I will mention the 30 days as a grace period and keep on enter. And if you see here within 30 days is a due net. I simply copy this and I will paste here. Default for baseline date means posting date is nothing but the while posting the invoice, whenever you post the invoice is called posting date, and document date is nothing but the invoice date. Entry date automatically system take by the whenever the entry is done, it will be defaultly taken by the system entry date. So if you see here just I want to block for the payment. So here if you observe indicator block indicator A is blocked for payment. I'm choosing here and I want to save it. What I have did is I have created one terms of payment as named as TM60. I have given the 30 days number of days payment terms, and here if you observe here payment block has put for the block key as a. So what we will do is we will test it whether it's working or not. Before testing, what we have to do is we have to post the vendor invoice in FB60. Yes, and make sure that company code should be your company code, and I will see here vendor for this particular company. Vendor is JJ Enterprise I'm taking, and invoice 2311 2024. Before posting the invoice, we should make sure that for this vendor what's the terms of payment is assigned. So how we will see /n xk02 is to edit or change the vendor, and for this company code the vendor is JJ Enterprise, I think so. So we will see here JJ Enterprises, and I want to go for the payment transactions here in company code. Just press enter. If you observe here 0001 is there. Already we have created TM60 is there. The terms of conditions I put the check mark over there for block the payment. We will see here what we have created. TM60 is available or not. Just find it. Yes, this is the TM60. I have created one terms of payment and stated that the block for payment I have given A. So for this vendor also I have to give no. So I have given TM60 as the terms of condition for this particular vendor, and I have changed the necessary changes. Payment data terms of payment TM60 has given. So changes have been made. So we are ready to post the invoice. So if you observe here, I want to put some amount like 6,000, and being invoice posted is a narration invoice booked. So for which we are booking the GL account debit, we will see here rent I am booking. Rent account is 3,000. Again I have to give for the 6,000. Debit is always equal to the correspondence credit. So I'll give the text here. It's nothing. Text is nothing but like narration. It can give you be in invoice book. If you go and see here, this is the basic data I have given. Payments, like I have to see the condition which was like assigned to this particular vendor. Is it like assigned or not? We have to go through this payment. And if you see here, TM30 60 days and payment block is put for this condition. It was assigned. So what we will do is like we will simulate it. Yes, if you observe here, this is the header data and document number is not generated. Well, after posting that, document number will be generated. Company code is TC30, fiscal year is 2024, and document date is 2/23/11/2024. Posting date is today the same. Period is 8 as per the non-calendar year. Fiscal year starts from April to March. It's the 8th period. Month period is nothing but month. So is the line item 1, line item 2. If you see here, rent is debiting and GL account 3,000. 40 is the posting key in GL account, and JJ Enterprise is the vendor. Is the vendor account number 1157. This is the posting key for credit 31 in vendor. So this 6,000 is to 6,000. Entry is correct. You can save it. The document number was generated 3008 was posted in the company code TC30. It was generated by the number ranges assigned to this particular vendor account group. From that it will be generating. Okay, up to here it's clear. Now what we have to do is like while doing the manual payment F-53 for this particular invoice, the payment should not be done. Why? Because we have put a block over there. So what we will do is we will test it. Whatever the configuration and all those things we have done, we will test it. So if you observe here, this document date is like 23/11/2024. Type is KZ. KZ is vendor payment. K means vendor, Z means like payment. So company code is TC30, period 8, currency is INR. So here we have to give the bank account. I'm having bank account 1000 as created as GL account, HDFC Bank. Amount I will give here. I want to give the 6,000. I am paying for that invoice 6,000 which was booked for the previous invoice. I want to pay against that invoice. So here I will give the narration that being amount paid to vendor. So for which vendor we are paying, we have to select that vendor under like a company code TC30. We are having two vendors within that JJ Enterprise. I am paying. So if you see here the process open item. Okay, if you observe here, the post go outgoing payment process open item, so it should not be done the payment. Why? Because like we have put a block over here, no? So what the system won't take, should not take the payment. If you see here 6,000 6,000 0 is coming. So what's the mistake is done means like for manual payment we have not put the block for not blocked payment. So what we have to do is like we have to go with the slash and OB27. If you see here, change view payment block reasons means like block indicator is A, blocked for the payment, change in prompt, and a manual payment block. We are doing the manual payment by F-53. So if you keep the block item here and save it, yes, to the transport request, it will be saved into database and we can do the payment. Actually what we have done is like we have put the payment block in terms of payment, and we assign that terms of payment to the vendor master, and we are booking one invoice, we are posting one invoice as vendor invoice in our system. While doing the payment should not done or allowed through the system. Why? Because we put the block over there. So even though we have put the block, it's showing, it's allowing the payment. Means like we have to go with this OB27T code, and we have to put the block indicator a manual payment tick mark over there. Then we will see whether the payment is done, whether we will be done or not. It should not be done while testing. We have put the block for manual payment, means payment. So we will see once again. I want to go for the F-53 once again, and again I want to post outgoing payment by F-53 for against vendor invoice which was posted earlier into a system. So I will give the date here, and if you go through this, means this is the bank data. 1000 I have to give. Why? Because bank will be created and vendor will be debited. So how much amount I have to give is like I have to give the 6000. Why? Because I have booked the invoice for 6000. For that invoice against I am paying the 6000 post outgoing payment. So if you observe here, this is the narration I'm giving being amount paid to this. So if you go and see here for which vendor you are paying under our company code, how many vendors are there, we have to see for that particular vendor we have to pay the against invoice. So we will be seeing here, like we will be having JJ Enterprises. We will see here, and we will be doing against the vendor. So this is the vendor. Yes, I want to process open item here. If you observe here, it won't be like it won't be double click here. One item was were not activated due to online payment block. Means we have put the online payment. So that's the reason the system is not allowing to post outgoing payment for the particular invoice. So what we have did is we have done one payment terms as TM60, and we have given the 30 days due date, and for that we have put the block payment A as an indicator, and we have booked the one invoice, and against that invoice corresponding invoice we were making post outgoing payment through manual F-53. So it should not be done. So now testing is correct. Okay, if we want to post it again, /n FBL 1N to see the report of vendor. So this is our vendor, just execute it, and if you observe here, we have to double click here, then we have to, you just see this vendor name is JJ Enterprises, GL account is 2001 is a reconciliation account we have made, and the company code is TC30, and Tata Chemical Limited, Hyderabad, and amount is 6000. Additional data, this is the 6000 rupees, and terms of payment we have created and assigned to this vendor is TM60. Baseline date is 23/11/2024. Payment block we have put A, so that it is not allowing to do the payment. Why? Because we in the terms of conditions we put the block over there. So if you observe here, 30 days net due, been invoice booked for the rent. So all is explained over here in display document. So if you want to remove the block here, just remove this block over here and just save it. Okay, so now what we can do is like we can go with the manual payment F-53 over here, and we can do the payment as usual. How we will do the manual payment through bank GL account, how much the amount is 6000. We have done the payment post outgoing payment through F-53 transaction code against the invoice which was booked in FB60 vendor invoice, and text being amount paid to the vendor from which account, means like for which vendor we are paying, means JJ Enterprises. The vendor number we have to see, against that we have to post. So here if you observe here, just go to the process of open item, and the SN should be 0, means against 6000 is paid, is 0. If you want to simulate the document to see the accounting entry, you can go and see here. This is the document header consisting of document date, posting date, type, document type, period, company code, currency, fiscal year, and this is the line item display. Line item 1, like HDFC Bank is crediting and JJ Enterprise is debiting. The amount which is go through going out from the bank should be created as per like GL account, personal account as per the golden rules. 50 is the posting key, and JJ Enterprise is like a vendor. 25 is debit posting key, and SAP is the vendor 1157. So 6,000 is equal, debit is equal to credit. So this is the entry. We can save it. It will be generating the document number. This is the document number generated. 4008 was posted in the company code TC30. So how can we see the reports? Means slash n FB ABL 1 and 2, see the vendor report. If you see, means no item will be there. So if you want to see the cleared item, it will show the 6,000, it will be nullified. This is about the how to block the payment terms, and how to assign to the master data, and end user testing also we have done. This is about the mm, this is about the payment, how to block at terms of payment level. That's all. That's all for today. Hope the people can understand very easily.